We are here with Sarunas, General Manager Greater Europe at N26. He was also one of our panelists today to talk about trust in the banking industry. Sarunas, on January 23rd, N26 announced the milestone of 100,000 customers in both Belgium and the Netherlands. Can you share how many of those customers are also loyal users of the app?
Yeah, it's a good question. So first of all, on the 23rd, we announced not just 100,000 in Belgium and in Netherlands, but also a big milestone, which is 5 million across the board, while we were celebrating our 5th birthday. So it's a very big milestone for us. We treat a customer is the person who went through the whole registration process, right? So it's not the person who just downloaded the app. Regarding the activity of users, of course, we see very different activity across different geographies. But what we see, the trend is going that from people from using us as a travel card seasonally to like a daily activity. And the merchants and the categories where people spend money are like usually groceries, gas stations, the ones that you actually buy and use every day. So we're very happy with that.
And what do you think convinced those customers to switch from their old bank to N26 for those kind of activities?
I think as we discussed a lot today is, I think in general there is a big distrust in regular banks. Coming back to the crisis of 2008, there is this big of cannot fail attitude, power abuse, lack of ownership. So I think people are just really interested in something fresh and new. Plus, there's no innovation or very little innovation happening in the banking industry. And N26, being born 5 years ago, really was a good catalyst to bring innovation. And we have this new approach to banking, where we're building a brand that people love to use. We have really good customer experience. We have really good prices. We are very transparent about, our terms and conditions and in general pricing on our product. So I think all these things combined make us a trusted brand that helped us to get 5 million customers in just 5 years.
One of the things that makes you different from Revolut, like you mentioned in the panel, is also that you have a banking license. Now, during our trust interview, you also put a lot of importance on that to make sure that the people that put their money at N26 can be sure that it's a well-regulated institution like any other bank. Now, recently, you also expanded to the United States, and there we see that you are working through partnerships. What was the main reason, and do you think that switching to your own banking license in the United States is also an option for the future?
So, as you rightly said, our first priority was, since we founded the company, was to be a licensed bank, to provide the security and credibility of any regulated bank, including 100,000 euro deposit insurance scheme and other securities that regulation offers. Meanwhile, while building the business in Europe, we really saw that we want to use the momentum, and there was a big demand for our product in the United States. But unfortunately, the whole regulation landscape is very different. It's more complicated. Whereas in Europe, for instance, you can get a license from European Central Bank and passport it to all countries. Yes. Whereas in the United States, you have to obtain a license for every different state. Yeah. So it would take us a lot of effort and a lot of time, and money. We wanted and money. So we wanted to go and offer our great app to as many Americans as possible, as soon as possible. So that's why we partnered with Access Bank based in San Diego to provide the same security in the United States that we have here in Europe.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
If you'd like to join us in discussion on trust, that is still possible on March 26th in Amsterdam or May 12th in Brussels.